Hello and welcome to Day 3 of the 2022 MLB RBI Central Regional Tournament. I'm Thierry, joined by Ryan Sikora. A little bit late on the start, but we're getting right into it. That was the first batter for Cincinnati, Presley Cruzy there. Excuse me. Presley Cruzy just batted into a ground out there. Sorry about that. A little bit of a slow start. It's early in the morning, but we're gonna get right on track for you. Once again, I'm Thierry, joined by Austin Kroom. Here we've got Carly Davis for Cincinnati. She's playing at shortstop today. She's up for her first at bat.
Yeah, I mean, Tia, so far, both these teams, Guardians and Reds, both of their programs, baseball and softball, have been pretty dominant so far in this MLB regional tournament. We may see a potential matchup here of the championship game on Sunday already.
This very well could be a championship preview. Both of these teams 2-0 after their games yesterday. Both of these teams did it in pretty spectacular fashion as well.
Both Ohio powerhouses.
So Davis starting off her at bat with a 3-0 count. The pitcher here for Cleveland is Olivia Lopez. If you saw yesterday's games, Cleveland used Maddie Booth in the first game and Bella Williams as their pitchers in yesterday's 2 wins. Now they go with Lopez for the start today.
Good on Cincinnati to get that walk to have Davis on, and now Buemi up in the 3-hole, just with the heart of this lineup coming up. Expect to see some power here from Cincinnati early on. Maybe try to score one early in this top of the first inning, see if they can get a lead on.
Buemi, we know she's got power, hit a home run yesterday for Cincinnati. And we've got a little bit of interesting matchup here. Cleveland, we'll see when we get to the bottom of this first inning. Cleveland, they are power through and through. The heart of their lineup, they can hit balls far and over the wall. Cincinnati's a little bit more on the small ball side, getting it done one at a time, but they're certainly effective as well. That one over the head of the catcher, and so Davis will advance to second.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really matter what kind of ball you play, as long as you're able to win games. I mean, Cincinnati, they are the small ball team. Cleveland may be more of the power sluggers here, but as long as they're both able to score runs, it shouldn't really matter.
Lopez gets the strikeout for the second out of this inning.
Yeah, good strikeout there by Lopez. Exactly what you want to do after you get a bounce-back walk and that wild pitch there. Keeps the Cincinnati Reds in check with 2 outs and just 1 away, and then they can go hit themselves.
Lainey Hatridge here to try to get something going for Cincinnati. Carly Davis on second base in scoring position.
Yeah, Hatridge is at this number 4 cleanup spot for a reason. She's known to hit it into the gaps, get anything she could do here. You know, especially with a runner in scoring position this early on, they got to try to capitalize here.
Hatridge, a big swing and a miss for the 0-2 count.
In a situation like this, you got to look for something potentially on the black or on the corner, so just protect here at any cost.
Hatridge gets one down there, but it's right over to the shortstop. Madison Booth, who makes the easy out at first. That will end the top of the first inning. Let's see what Cleveland can do in the bottom half when we come back. Back live from DePaul University. I'm Tia Reed, joined by Austin Kroom. We're coming right back for the bottom half of the first inning. Cleveland RBI versus Cincinnati RBI. Both of these teams 2-0 after yesterday's games. Cleveland getting things started offensively with Siani Siokaran. She'll watch the first one in for a strike.
Yeah, I mean, Cleveland on the defensive side of the ball, they only got to the 4 hitters, so being able to control most of that lineup is a great thing, especially with how good the Reds have been so far in this tournament. But Cleveland's got a strike here. This could be a potential pitcher's duel for the long run.
Siokaran, the left fielder. I saw her on the base pass yesterday. She's pretty speedy.
So I've been doing baseball the past few days, so I do get that. But all I could say, people love to steal in these tournaments.
Absolutely.
And it is the smartest thing they can do.
Steals, gets the excitement going, helps their teams out. It's really good. In the pitcher circle for Cincinnati's Grace Hartfield. Hartfield pitched Cincinnati's opener yesterday against Detroit RBI. Held Detroit to just 2 runs when Cincinnati picked up the win. Hartfield delivers. Siokaran swings and misses.
Yeah, Siokaran definitely has to protect here, with it being a 2-2 count. If there's something remotely close, you got to go at it, but being able to fight back and potentially get to a full count is exactly what she and her Cleveland teammates are looking for.
Hartfield readies the 2-2 pitch. Siokaran with a swing. Just gets that one up foul into the net.
I know, Tia, you're more supposed to ask me these questions, but what do you think the most important part for softball, at least, to getting ahead early on is? Do you think it's good defensive pitching to stop offense, or just an energetic offense?
It's in softball, especially early on, you want to turn your defense to offense. So Cleveland, for example, they get 3 quick outs there. Allow 1 runner on base, but get 3 quick outs in the top of that first half. Now they got to come in and they got to capitalize, and with just a little bit of momentum, take advantage of it and turn it into offense, get their offense going. Saw it 2 times yesterday. They can do it. Siokaran bloops one into the outfield over the head of Carly Davis, and she's safe in at first.
Good piece of hitting there by Siokaran. Now brings Booth up. Hopefully she can at least drive her into scoring position with nobody out here so far. Exactly what Cleveland's looking for. They already have their first runner on. Cincinnati wasn't able to do that. They did get a runner on. Not on any hits, though, so Cleveland is already up 1 step above their Ohio counterparts.
Coming into the right-handed batter's box, Maddie Booth. As Siokaran goes, and she's safe in at second.
Almost right on cue, Tia, as you did just talk about how she is pretty speedy. Do you see a potential to steal third here on an off-speed pitch?
I mean, she's definitely got the speed. And Cleveland can be pretty aggressive, but I don't know if I'm willing to test it. As you see, third baseman Dre Brown for Cincinnati over there. She's pretty good. Maddie Booth lines on out to the right fielder. So Siokaran stays put.
Yeah, I mean, the defensive positioning of Dre Brown over there at third is good on her, potentially expecting a bunt to move the runner over. But if Siokaran is able to run and get a good jump, Dre Brown now has to move behind and get onto the bag, which would potentially give Siokaran more time and effort to be able to get over there.
So now here's where we really get into it with this Cleveland lineup. Maddie Booth, she's a good start. She lines out, but it's okay, because you see there's only 1 out, and the heart of this lineup, and when I say the heart, I mean it, Kristen Zach, Olivia Lopez, the 2 of them are phenomenal. They were crushing balls over the wall yesterday, helping their team to 2 wins. Just absolutely phenomenal hitting by the 2 of them. Here's Zach in the batter's box now.
Yeah, I mean, you can see that Siokaran is being pretty aggressive there on the base paths, and And Hartfield is she might be feeling the pressure a little bit. I mean, like you said, she held Detroit RBI yesterday to 2, so she knows exactly what she's doing. She's just gotta trust her pitches and go with what she knows.
Now, see, here's the thing that we saw out of Hartfield yesterday for sure is a little bit inconsistent. She was a little up and down. She had her really good moments where she was able to get the strikeouts and get what she needed to do, but also issued a few walks there yesterday. So it's just a matter of which Grace Hartfield we're going to see here today. That ball makes the count 3-1. 1 out, 1 runner on base for Cleveland.
To go off what you're saying, I mean, depending on what type of Hartfield we see today, it's too early to tell at this point. Clearly, it's only been 1 out in the bottom of the first, so she's got quite the game to go. But if she's able to cruise and set in after this, you could see some dominance.
Zach lets that one come in on the inside, and it's in there for a strike. Full count now for the power hitter. Zach swings, grabs a piece of that one, lifts it high into the air, and that's the left fielder able to grab it for the second out of this inning.
Yeah, I mean, so far the corner outfielders for the Reds, Jada Johnson and Koros, have been doing a great job so far. Some balls that have been hit up decent highway, and I mean, the way the sky is today, that balls may get lost up there if you take your eye off them for a second.
Oh, Cincinnati has a phenomenal outfield out there. You mentioned Johnson and Koros. Just wait until one gets hit right into center field. You can almost count on Presley Cruzy to make a phenomenal play. So that'll be a hit by pitch for Lopez. So Olivia Lopez gets on base without having to do too much. Siokaran still on second, so now runners on first and second for Sarah Harper.
Yeah, I mean, kind of a give me a hit by pitch there. Kind of bounced up there, but getting on base is the same nonetheless, whether it's a hit, a walk, hit by pitch. Doesn't really matter.
Harper, one of 5 players to hit a home run for Cleveland RBI yesterday. The 0-1 pitch. Harper sends it right back in the outfield, in the infield to the shortstop, who gets it over to first base. So good on Cincinnati, able to stay in there, get the final out of this inning before things got too out of hand. We'll see if they can capitalize in the top of the second. Good morning, I'm Tia Reed here with Austin Kroom. We're back for the second inning action for the 2022 MLB RBI Central Regional Softball Tournament. Getting right back into things, Dre Brown will lead off this inning for Cincinnati. Dre Brown had a nice outing yesterday, made some really good plays in the field. Was able to get on base as she does there by laying down the bunt.
Yeah, I mean, great sack bunt there, realizing that the third baseman, Rodriguez, was playing a bit far back. So good on her there to get another leadoff hit, just as their counterparts have done in Cleveland. Now potentially look for them to score here.
That's Lydia Sparks there, who moves her teammate over. I'll actually move her teammate over to third. As Dre Brown gets aggressive on the base paths, uses her speed to place herself surely in scoring position.
Brown, her heads-up awareness on that one was extremely key after that. Actually, a very productive out from Sparks, a ground out to the third baseman, but base running like that is, you have to be 4 steps ahead of the person who's on the defensive side of the ball, and that's exactly what she did.
She saw the ball go over to first and knew she was going for third there. Kaylee Corus now at the plate, facing off against Olivia Lopez. So Austin, you see a little bit what I mean here. We've got some power hitters who are going to hit balls deep into the outfield, and we've got Cincinnati here they're going to use their speed, and they have a lot of it.
Oh, I mean, everyone plays different types of ball, and I mean, you have not been wrong. You said Cleveland hit 5 home runs yesterday, but since he's playing small.
Safe at home is Dre Brown on the passed ball. They think that Corus was hit by a pitch.
Yeah, some of the Cleveland fans not too happy about that close play at the plate after that hit by pitch by Corus.
So Corus now at first. Dre Brown in the dugout having put the first run on the board for either team. And Addie Johnson comes up for her turn to bat.
I like the idea of what Addie Johnson's doing. Rodriguez playing in now after she realizes she's potentially going for a bunt to move up the runner. But Lopez just a bit confused, asking if that was a strike call or not, standing in the circle just before she wants to set right back up.
0-2 count as the L train rumbles on by at DePaul University. Johnson pops that one up right back to the pitcher, Olivia Lopez, who secures it for the out.
Good bounce back out there for the Guardians, especially after giving up one more. And now don't have to worry. The runner is going to leave on contact, but they just need that one out here. So get anything you can to get that one done.
Jada Johnson now in the box. Corus looking for any opportunity she can to get to second. 2 outs on the board. 1-1 count. Lopez delivers. And McCabe, even after dropping it, able to pick it up and deliver it out to the second baseman for the out.
Good throw there by McCabe to realize that even on that drop pitch that she was able to get Corus running over to second. Good throw by her there, especially to her teammate Harper at second. Nice little battery play there. 1-2 punch, get out of the inning with minimal damage done.
Minimal damage done indeed. Now Cleveland will try to match when they come back in the bottom of this inning. Back for the bottom half of the second inning. It's Cleveland RBI and Cincy RBI. 18U softball. Grace Hartfield in the circle. Juliana Rodriguez up to bat. Cincy with the 1-0 lead. Cleveland looking to match here early in the game.
Yeah, a leadoff run here and hit from Rodriguez would definitely be helpful, as Cincinnati was able to score on their leadoff hitter from Trey Brown.
That one in there for a strike from Hartfield. The 1-1 pitch. Hartfield delivers and a swing and a miss by Rodriguez.
You know, Tia, in a situation like this with Rodriguez, do you try to, tie the game up with one swing, or do you try to just get on base and keep passing the bat around?
Well, she's certainly capable, but you want to try to get good offensive production. So if that means she's hitting it over the fence, then she is. But if not, you just keep going. That one out to Cruzy in the outfield. She makes the catch for the first out.
Yeah, I mean, she got a decent amount of that ball, just a bit under it there for Rodriguez. But, I mean, the catcher McCabe would just finish the inning last time with that throw over to second, is now hitting here, maybe trying to do a bang-bang play herself, maybe help on both sides of the ball.
Bit of an early morning here, not quite as warm as yesterday afternoon. Balls might not be flying as far. We'll see if someone can get one over the wall as both teams get a little more awake, a little more warm.
Oh, I mean, there was an incredible rainstorm this morning, so the games had been pushed back about 30 minutes or so, which makes sense. Want to make sure that the field here is all good for both these teams so no one gets hurt. But I know the players were definitely not complaining about those extra 30 minutes of sleep.
Can guarantee they were not. McCabe gets a piece of that one, sends it back into the netting.
I mean, you got to realize that at their age, and we're similar in age to them, sleep is extremely important, especially for recovery and when you're playing as hard as they are.
Austin, how much sleep did you get coming into today's games?
Do you want the honest truth?
You feeling well rested at all today?
2 hours. 2 hours of sleep, and I had done 12 hours of broadcasting yesterday, but I wouldn't trade this job in for anything else in the world. I love it. What about you?
A little more than 2 hours. I'd say probably a bit closer to 5, maybe 6. But we're here, and we're happy to be here, excited.
Hey, that's all you can ask for.
Love watching some softball here.
I mean, I'm going to be honest here. The atmosphere at these softball games have already been miles above the baseball games.
I love to hear that.
I mean, the fans are loud. The players are cheering. I mean, baseball is it's a quiet game.
Tucked in here and in the heart of Chicago and on DePaul's campus with the train rolling by, really sets the tone for these games.
Oh, I mean, the L train is passed probably now about 5 times.
It's going to keep going all day.
And we got a bunch of games left, so we got all day to hear it.
Hartfield for the 2-2. McCabe able to foul that one off, stay alive.
Do you think that there are some potential jitters, playing in a city like Chicago, such a big name city in the United States and just in the world, and I mean a place like DePaul, it's a well-known collegiate program here. Do you think that may have some effect on how they're playing?
Definitely think there might have been some nervousness yesterday. We see some jitters, maybe some mistakes that hadn't been made often throughout the season, but I think the nerves today are coming more so from the fact that these are the top 2 teams in here as they've established themselves yesterday, and this is a battle for first place.
I couldn't agree with that more.
Hartfield sends one over Sparks' head to the backstop to load up the count.
Yeah, expect McCabe to look something here, middle in, maybe a fastball if she can get it, but if it's anything low away, you'll take that free base runner any way you can if you're Cleveland.
McCabe swings on it, fouls that one into the trees behind the stadium.
We had talked about it a bit pregame on the ride over here. If they hit a foul ball to the left, you're not able to see it on the screen potentially. It will land on the L train tracks. We are kind of hoping that does happen just for the sake of saying it, but
We had a few yesterday get to the tracks, but then the train rumbled by a little bit late. That's a fair ball. Nope, they'll call it foul.
yeah, as some of the families not too happy about that call. It could have gone either way. Clearly the umpires did go foul, but I see both sides of that, having umpired myself.
Dre Brown certainly touched that ball while it was still in fair territory. But the umpire makes the final call.
Yeah, I mean, sadly, not really able to do replays in these. There were a couple of plays like that in baseball where the umpires will get together and talk about it, but there's not really much you can do once it's called. But maybe just for the sake to say they got together to do it.
The umpires today sporting some camouflage, some uniformity. We didn't see that yesterday.
Can't see him today either. It's a terrible camo joke. It's really early in the morning. Just trying to lighten the mood here to you.
It's okay. Keep it going. I appreciate it, Austin.
Oh, of course, of course. We got all day.
So McCabe back in the box. Count still full. Fouls off another one.
She's definitely fighting here, especially after that good piece of hitting by Rodriguez. And Hartfield has thrown a great one so far from the circle. So if McCabe's able to keep fighting here, it may eventually go her way if she's forced Hartfield to throw that many pitches.
Just one out on the board. McCabe trying to get something going here. Sends another one foul. Trees not keep that one inside the stadium, however.
Yeah, I mean, just luckily as that ball was going out, there was a car going past. So those trees definitely just saved somebody a new window repair.
Cars behind the stands in right field. Feeling pretty lucky for those that those trees are there. McCabe readies. Takes another one foul.
This is quite the battle going on. I mean, she's now this may be over double-digit pitches. So she's fighting here. They're both battling. This is exactly what you want to see in two potential championship teams.
And these are the at-bats that get both sides going. The defense, they're excited. They're rallying behind their pitcher. The offense loud in the dugout, cheering for their teammate. McCabe finally gets one fair. Well, caught in foul territory, so not quite, but out completed by Mia Boemi to end that at-bat.
Yeah, I mean, you could just see that the win there went to Hartfield and the Reds' defense. It was a hard-fought battle for both of them. You know, McCabe has nothing to be angry about there. She was just battling with one of the better pitchers in this tournament and one of the better teams in this tournament. So can't be angry about that one. But now you know, heading into a potential later game matchup, what you're going to go face.
Raven Hurley up to bat. First pitch doesn't even move the bat off her shoulders. That one's in the dirt. In the dirt, in the rubber.
See, I think it's more like I'm not saying a traditional, but more of a normal thing to say in the dirt. But if it's turf, it could go either.
Gotta mix it up a little bit.
So I've always said in the dirt, and I've had some of my broadcast partners go, but it's, you know, like you just said, hey, but it's rubber. But a majority, and when I say majority, it's a decent amount of softball and baseball fields do have dirt. So it goes off what you know.
Another strike there for Grace Hartfield. And with this being turf, you know, you're going to see something, especially with the rain that just came down. You know, it's going to be slippery. People tend to trip. We call it the turf monster.
Mm-hmm.
Turf monster got a few people yesterday, and I can only guess that it's going to get a few more today.
Yeah, I would not be happy to be the one who would slide on that one or get turf burn or any of that. You know, it's never fun, especially after, you know, playing high schools, you know, especially football fields.
But you keep the uniforms clean.
That's all that matters. Like I always say, you gotta keep the moneymaker clean, regardless of what it takes.
No white pants in this one, but No dirt stains on the black and gray pants either. Hurley gets a piece of that one for another foul ball.
Good foul tip there by Hurley to stay alive, knowing that pitch was a potential to be called on the corner there, just kind of poking the bat out just to make sure she stays alive and continue this at bat.
Hurley takes a whack at that one. Dre Brown running it over, not able to get there in time.
Just in a bit of no man's land there. Those are some difficult plays, and if you get them and you dive and get them, those are like, ESPN or Sports Center top 10 type plays.
We've seen a few nice fielding plays out here.
Keeps it interesting.
Absolutely.
Gets the crowd going, definitely.
That one comes low to make it a 2-2 count.
What's the best play you've seen so far here? It could be any game.
Look at number 1 out there in center field. Presley Cruzy had a couple of plays. Balls going over her head, diving back towards the fence to make the catch. Those were pretty spectacular yesterday. Now that one over to Hatridge to finish off the inning. So we'll see you back for the third inning. See what these two teams can bring then. Back in Chicago, Illinois, I'm Tia Reed, joined by Austin Kroom. We've got the top of the third inning here. You see Jada Johnson in the batter's box. If you're thinking, wait, we already saw her. Well, her last turn at the plate ended with a throw out at second base, so she gets another chance.
Actually might be more of an advantage for her since she's already seen a few pitches from Lopez so far.
That one behind her.
See, I've always had the idea if you go up and see a few pitches and then your teammate gets out, yeah, does that potentially stop a rally? Yeah, it has a potential to, but then you know kind of what to expect the next time you go to hit. So who really has the advantage in that?
She sends one down the third baseline. Breaks foul just in time for Cleveland to take a deep sigh of relief. And the on-deck circle, we've got Presley Cruzy. That one fair from Johnson, right back to the same spot. And she'll get around to second.
Great piece of hitting there by Jada Johnson. I mean, you could saw in that one foul, she was definitely looking for something inside to pull down that left field line, and she had just gotten on it and hit it there, and now got a runner in scoring position with none away for Cincinnati.
Like I said, Presley Cruzy was on deck. Now it's her turn to bat. Cruzy goes for the bunt, and she's speeding down, but the throw will be to there. Johnson thought about going for home. Wisely goes back. There's an injury at first base. She'll get up.
Glad to see that she is up over there moving around. Never want to see anybody get injured. Harper doing the best she can just to walk around, kind of stretch out for a sec, but glad to see that she's up and doing okay.
She's doing okay. Teammates, coaches checking on her. And she just walks it off.
Glad to see she's doing okay. Gave the Reds manager over there a fist bump and everything. Giving her manager a fist bump. She's making sure she's all good, and glad to see nothing's injured or any of that.
And that's the sportsmanship we love to see here. All these players, all these coaches and players, they're all here for the same reason. RBI make softball and baseball accessible. So everyone's out here just doing what they can. And everyone see a good, clean game. No one's see anyone hurt or anything like that. Carly Davis will send one right over to Harper. So I guess she's okay.
Yeah, and I mean, before that happened, you saw her teammate Zach, who just came in from center field, to kind of pat her and say, hey, good job. She was sitting there flexing at her and saying, hey, you're all good. You got this. And then, I mean, clearly got that bounce back fly out right to her. So looks like she's doing well, and her teammates are there to back her up.
Mia Boemi struck out in her last turn at the plate. We'll look to reverse that result.
See if she can drive in Johnson and extend this lead by one more.
Johnson holding on patiently at third. Boemi now down 0-2 in the count.
Yeah, you may see Lopez go for that off-speed down again, see if she'll swing over it, but Boemi's just got to protect here.
And Lopez gets the strikeout to end the inning, shutting Cincinnati down here in the third. We'll be back to see what Cleveland can do when it's their turn to pick up the bats. Bottom of the third inning, Cleveland RBI versus Cincy RBI. Both teams 2-0. Looking to hand the other their first loss. This is the 2022 MLB RBI Central Regional 18U softball. Morgan Peace, the 9 hitter for Cleveland, will have her turn to pick up the bat before they go back around.
Yeah, I mean, getting the lead runner on here so far has happened for both teams a couple of times now, but only one has been able to score, and that was Cincinnati. Getting that runner on right away with none away is the most important thing to do in a close matchup like this.
Peace, the designated player. As she draws Hartfield to a 2-0 count. A big swing and a miss there by Peace.
Yeah, I mean, luckily with NFHS rules, Peace is able to hit in place of her teammate Barnhart, which is extremely crucial in situations like these because sometimes you want your bigger hitters to just focus on hitting and have your best defenders just focus on defense.
Hartfield looks to deliver with a 3-1 count.
Yeah, Peace is in a hitter's count right now. If it's anywhere in a zone that she likes, I'd swing away here. If it's something you don't like, she does have the leniency to be able to take a pitch, so.
Hartfield hits one off the plate. She's running. And an odd attempt at a throw there gets Peace on first.
Yeah, a little infield single there for Peace. Just was able to beat that out. Not the greatest throw by Hartfield there, but nonetheless, that leadoff runner's on for Kokoran.
So now Siokaran will come back. This is now at the top of the order for Cleveland. Siokaran will look to move her teammate over. That ball gets past the catcher, Lydia Sparks, and now, so Peace now over to second.
Yeah, I mean, good on Peace for realizing that pass ball. She had the chance to be able to move with how deep the backstop is here. You know, a couple feet, just as long as she gets a good jump. Now she's in scoring position, but none away still.
Siokaran pretty efficient throughout this weekend on getting on base. Good plate discipline. Few walks. Using that speed a few times.
Cruzy from center field that just backed up to throw to second. I have not seen that. If she caught Peace sleeping a little bit, she would have been dead in the water there. I mean, that's a good heads-up play there by Cruzy.
Siokaran trying to put the bunt down there, rolls foul. So she'll have to come back and redo it.
With how fast Siokaran is, a potential sacrifice might not even be an out with that one. She may actually move the runner up and be able to make it to first.
Siokaran showing bunt already. She'll pull it back, though, and the strike will get to the catcher.
Smart by Hatfield to throw it right down the middle. If she's holding bunt and has to pull back, she doesn't have time to swing. So you just throw it as straight as you can, and it's normally a free strike.
Hartfield readies the 2-2. And hits Siokaran. So free base for the speedster there.
First and second on was still hitting this dangerous part of the Guardians lineup. Booth, Zach, and Lopez, the next three up.
Maddie Booth. Haven't seen her get one over the wall yet this weekend, but she's got some power on her. And she can pitch, too. She pitched in Cleveland's first game yesterday. Pitched a pretty good game there, and now steps into the batter's box, playing shortstop today. Just as skilled in the infield.
That's all you can ask for. If you can have a 5-tool all-around player like that, you put them anywhere you need, and they'll show up when need be.
Booth. Called out. Moves her teammates over. Fans not too happy with that one. Booth insisting on standing on the plate. She's insisting that she was safe.
Yeah, I mean, from up here, she looked like she was safe from about 2 steps or so. I mean, it was a close play by both. Just umpire's going to be insistent. I could see why the Guardians are not too happy about that one.
So Booth, for the second time today, sent back to the dugout earlier than she wanted to be. That certainly creates some motivation for her next time up, though.
I mean, as a sacrifice, it worked perfectly, but that wasn't supposed to be a sacrifice. She beat that out.
So, nonetheless, runners advance, both in the scoring position with Kristen Zach. Zach grabs a piece of that one on the outside.
Flew out to left field in her first at-bat, but got a good piece of the ball. So maybe she's just a hair early. I wouldn't even have to say a hair early. She was pretty on that one. It was just right to the left fielder.
Smacks that one at the pitcher who can't handle it. Grace Hartfield couldn't field it cleanly and then lost control of it again when she tried to flip it over to Dre Brown at third base. So that's a run scored for Cleveland, and runners safe at the corners.
Yeah, and now it's a tie game there. I mean, good piece of hitting there. Also good heads-up base running by Siokaran to get underneath that tag. That's an infield single. For those who are a bit confused on whether the call is either a single or an error, the rule of thumb, if the throw would have gotten the runner by a step or two on a perfect throw, but they made it on a throwing mistake, just say, then it would be considered an error. But if the runner would have beaten the throw, it just counted as an infield hit. It's a bit confusing. I've been watching games like these my entire life, and even I am mistaken most of the time.
So here's Olivia Lopez. Runners go! Siokaran safe at home with the heads-up base running and the speed to get it done. That ball was tossed all over the place by Cincinnati, just not where it needed to go.
Great double steal there by the Guardians for Siokaran to go after Zach left. It's another run for them. It's not earned because it was not a hit, but regardless, they're now in the lead 2-1.
So just one out. Olivia Lopez sends one over to Lainey Hatridge at second base. The out there, but Kristen Zach now over to third.
Yeah, and this is exactly why this Guardians team is as good as they are. I mean, they came into this one so far, and it wasn't too sure how it would end, but I mean, already now they just put up 2 to take the lead with already half a game done.
I want to go back to that play for a minute. That was exciting. You see Kristen Zach go. She went first, and then the throw got thrown out to shortstop. Siokaran, as soon as she saw the ball leave the catcher's hand, she was going for home.
Yeah, I mean,
pass ball brings in Zach. And the Guardians doing their work to separate themselves from the rest of the pack.
Now a 3-1 lead, but when Sparks had caught that ball, she threw it to the shortstop Davis to try to get Zach running to second, and she wasn't anywhere near the bag. Luckily, Davis caught it, so it didn't extend Zach more, but still confusing.
Harper over to second on the air.
Yeah, Harper able to extend to second after that E4 there by Hatridge. Not what you want, but just try to focus out. They only need one more, and then the Reds can go show why they're still one of the scarier teams in this with their bats.
Rodriguez swings at the first pitch, misses.
flew out to center in her first at-bat. Just got a little bit under the ball on that one, but seems that everyone's starting to wake up now, brush off that frost, and get into a hitting groove.
Just about 10:30 local time. Everyone's shaking off the sleep, ready to get going. Hartfield sets on the 1-1 count. Rodriguez sends that one over the shortstop, and it gets into the outfield. Harper jogs it into home plate. And the bells are ringing here at Cacciatore Stadium.
That's actually considered a single. So as of this moment, that ball there, it had just gone right under Davis. It didn't hit her glove, it just went through her legs. So as much as it's an error on her part to not put the glove down as far, it is considered a base hit and not an error in the score column.
And Sarah Harper with a little bit of gymnastics there, jumping over the ball, making sure it doesn't hit her in the leg.
Yeah, I mean, that move there by Harper actually may have been the reason that Davis was a bit confused there. She may have thought that it had hit Harper on the foot maybe and just kind of thought, okay, the out's already happened, but just a bit of confusion there. But nonetheless, there's still plenty of game left for Cincinnati to get back into this one.
Ella McCabe now sends one over to Dre Brown for the routine throw to finish things off, but not before the damage is done. 4 runs in this bottom half of the third. In the fourth, Cincinnati will look to recover against Cleveland RBI. After a 4-run third inning by the Cleveland Guardians RBI, they'll look to use their defense to keep this game right where it's at versus Cincinnati RBI. Cincy look to do the opposite. They want to bring this gap closer. And Lainey Hatridge, the second baseman, will be the first one up to bat to try to move some things around. Olivia Lopez still in the circle. We've got an exciting game here, don't we, Austin?
Oh, I mean, we still got plenty of time for both these teams to show what they have. But this has been exciting nonetheless, especially like we've said multiple times, this is a potential championship game matchup for tomorrow morning, which, for those who don't know, the championship game tomorrow is between the two best teams at 9:30 Central Standard Time. So for those of you in Ohio and Ohio residents like myself, that will be 10:30 Eastern.
So here's Hatridge. Swing and a miss on her first pitch.
Yeah, Hatridge had grounded out to Booth in the first inning when she hit, but still a good piece of contact she made there. I mean, definitely was squaring the ball up, so let's see if she can potentially put that one into play here and help her team start a rally.
And just in case you're wondering, over on our main channel, the Windy City Sports Network, right now we're broadcasting 18U baseball for the Central Regional RBI Tournament. Our counterparts, Kevin Malater, Ryan Sikora, right now broadcasting Twins RBI and White Sox Ace. You can go check them out if you want, but we'd like it if you stayed here. That channel is linked on this one. That'll also be the channel that championship game you were talking about earlier was on. They're broadcasting baseball all day. We've got softball on this channel all day.
But like Tia said, it's okay if you guys stay here. I mean, we don't have to be the little brother or little sister channel today. We can put that title on them.
Softball dominated all day yesterday on the main channel.
And it's dominating right now.
Let's see if we can keep it up on the secondary channel.
Exactly. Just early there by Hatridge. Sit back maybe a little bit more on that, and she's going to crush that to left field. I mean, see what she's sitting here, full count, so she's got to be aware and protect. But like I said, any way to get on helps your team start.
Hatridge swings and misses and gets a walk back to the dugout on that one from Olivia Lopez. We've talked about it a few times, Austin. These are the top two teams. Both these teams coming out of yesterday 2-0. What we haven't mentioned yet, Cincinnati, they are on the hunt for their 4th straight Central Regional Championship.
Wow.
Right now, 3 runs stand in the way of that progress. Certainly would be a bit of a setback for Cincy in that hunt if they can overcome today.
I mean, Cincinnati in this RBI regional tournament has been a powerhouse. If 4 in a row here, and baseball is trying to go for their back-to-back.
Dre Brown, bit of a dribbler down the foul line. Umpire says it went foul before it went fair.
Dre Brown singled her first time up and eventually came around to score, so far being the only Cincinnati run, but maybe if she starts it off here, she can make her way across the plate again.
Lopez, second straight strikeout for Dre Brown there.
4th strikeout of the day for Lopez. She's cruising right along after that rough little second inning, and even then it wasn't too rough. Just 1 run is almost perfect.
Lydia Sparks now looking to maybe do something different here. And this will be crucial for Cleveland if they can send Cincinnati back to the dugout and 3 up, 3 down, especially after the inning that they just put up on offense. That'll be huge momentum-wise.
Oh, I mean, keep the train rolling if any way possible, of course, especially when you're hitting well. And then when your defense is well and everything's starting to come together and mesh well, that's a perfect combination for winning.
In case you are wondering, next game on this channel, Cincinnati's right back on this field taking on Indy, who's 0-2. That'll be at 11:30 or whenever this game ends.
We will keep you as posted as possible.
Swing and a miss there by Sparks for the 3-1 count.
Was a 3-0 count there. Not a bad idea to know she's going to get a challenge pitch, but she's also in a hitter's count, so look for something there.
That one, the delayed call for the dramatic effect in there to load it up.
I may be the only one who doesn't really like that delayed call.
You know, it's a so-so. Sparks pops one to right field, ending the inning. Cleveland, they see 3 batters, they take down 3 batters, and they pick up the bats here in the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back.
So, ladies and gentlemen, during our commercial break, we had just gotten a lightning warning. And for those of you who don't know, when there is a lightning warning in the area, there's a minimum of 30 minutes until another pitch is able to be played. So we are very sorry about that. We are going to be in an extended commercial break. When we get back, we will try to update you as much as possible. So again, so sorry about that. As soon as we find out when the next pitch will be, we will keep you updated and keep you posted.
All right, we're back.
There's fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it works.
Austin,
Let's hope it was a test.
Why are we back?
I guess the sky decided to not open up, so I'm not complaining.
I'm not gonna lie, we're a little confused up here, and in all my years of outdoor sports, it's usually you see lightning, that's 30 minutes. You see more lightning, it's another 30 minutes.
You see more lightning, there's no more game.
And just here, we
saw no lightning.
no
30
lightning
minutes
on our front side. I don't know if you can tell off the video, but it's a pretty nice blue sky. Maybe a couple of clouds, but nothing too major. We heard the horns, and we were out of here.
And we were in cover, and then we were inside of the DePaul gymnasium for a total of 45 seconds.
We thought we were gonna go hoop a little bit.
Yeah, I mean we
Get
saw
some shots up.
You know, I mean, T, I know you're huge into basketball.
Absolutely.
You know, hop step, maybe play a game of horse real quick. You know.
That's what we expected, though.
That's what most of the teams expected. They had gone in there and, you know, sitting there together, just kind of trying to stay loose, and then coaches go, okay, guys, we're good to go.
We had 3 camps inside. We had Cincinnati and Cleveland also who played this game, but Indy, RBI, who's on the next game versus Cincinnati, they were in there. They were in the outfield warming up when they got the call, hey, we're headed back. So,
we're back.
There's a lot going on here. Not really sure how we got here. Maybe false alarm. Maybe someone interpreted the horns wrong. Not quite sure, but
we're just waiting for the AOK from DePaul and kind of the city, and once we do that, we are going to we'll continue play here. I mean, both teams, as we were walking past, one of the family members of the Cincinnati players were getting kind of rowdy and, you know, telling their girls, hey, we came a long way for this, you know, keep fighting, keep working, we're strong, we're tough. So I expect to see both teams come out with a lot of fire.
Persevere, that was the message Cincinnati received from some fans. We will see. We'll see. Lightning delay of about 10 minutes?
I mean, I think we were really only inside of a gymnasium for, what, 2.5?
Well, you know, between the walk out of the stadium, across the street over to the gym, sat in there for not even 30 seconds before they said, hey, apparently we're going to go.
I mean...
And now we've got sun.
It's pretty sunny out. I don't know why.
Now you can certainly see it. If you look out there, there's nothing but clear skies.
Hey, all I'm saying is maybe something's opened up and it's looking good.
Hey, whatever the reason is, I'm not mad to be back out here calling some softball. So these teams are going to warm up a little bit, and then we will soon be right back underway as we give these teams a little bit of time to warm up. We're gonna take a short break.
All right, we're back. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're gonna take a short break. 10:40 start time. We're
So after a brief, and it was indeed brief weather delay, and some on-field fun if you saw Cleveland spelling out their city, representing down on the field, we are ready to get back into this game. Athletes out on the field, batter coming out of the dugout. Austin, thoughts?
Yay. I mean, everyone's just having a good time. I don't know if it was that 10-minute period or so. Everyone just kind of relaxed. Everyone looks way more comfortable, way more energetic. I don't know. You know, sometimes I wouldn't even call that like a nap because no one had time to sleep. It was just a downtime, give everyone new life.
We had some fun from the players, umpires. They had to come in for the weather delay. They were up here interacting with some fans, some parents, both giving each other a little bit, you know, going after each other a little bit. It's all in good fun. That's just the atmosphere and the environment that RBI, MLB RBI attempting to create here, hosted in the city of Chicago. 2022 Central Regional Championship 18U softball, jumping right back into the action, and I mean right back into the action. Cleveland up to bat. They come around. We've got Raven Hurley getting things started here. It's the bottom of the 4th inning.
Hopefully, those of you who had stuck around with us for that short weather delay are able to come back and watch, and somehow if you're not watching, you won't hear this clearly, but hopefully you can find a way back.
If you know anyone who logged off, make sure you let them know we are back on and ready to go.
And of course, thank you for sticking with us in a bit of a confusing 20 minutes or so. Luckily, it wasn't 30 like we had originally
thought. Guess the lighting delay rules have gotten a little looser since my time on the field. Grace Hartfield. That lighting delay did her no good as her first out is a walk.
Yeah, starting off Hurley with a walk after lining out to the second baseman is really good, especially with Peace coming up now, who had gotten all the way around after that infield single her first at bat.
She's ready to go. Peace sees that first one high. Peace up to bat. Siokaran on deck. Maddie Booth in the hole.
Seems that Cincinnati may have somebody warming up in their bullpen. Maybe
Sparks
to potentially save Hartfield for the potential championship game.
It appears Addie Johnson is over warming up. Didn't see her yesterday. Saw Lenice Pates for Cincinnati. So mixing things up, a little bit different look. We've already seen our third pitcher from this weekend from Cleveland. Now Cincinnati warming up their third this weekend.
Sparks with a throw over just to keep Hurley honest over there. First, make sure she doesn't take that big of a lead, which smart play by them, especially after getting the first one on after a walk.
Definitely want to make sure that, keep all your runners in check, but I'm sure the runners, they're having a little fun out there. They want to test Sparks back there behind the plate, see if she's really got the arm, if she's got the confidence to make the throw.
Yeah, 3-1 count here to Peace. Expect her to, she's in a hitter's count. If she sees something, expect her to take a big hack at it, potentially try to get Hurley at least into scoring position, if not all the way home.
That one comes right down the middle. Peace, no swing, so full count now for the designated player.
Yes, got to protect here. If it's anywhere close, you got to hit it. The worst that could happen here is a potential double play. You definitely don't want to see that. So Morgan Peace here needs to do everything she can to protect.
That one high for the walk. And that's 2 to open up this inning.
Yeah, back-to-back walks here for Hartfield. First 2 of the game so far, and they do come back-to-back after the weather delay and maybe maybe she's a bit cold after that one. She seemed to have been getting in a little bit better of a groove. I know she'd given up a couple runs right before we had left, but seems to settle in right there at the end. Maybe that break had done a potential negative on her.
So this brings us back around to the top of the order. Sirani Siokaran. Pass ball. Sparks is able to send it over for the out at third. So that sends Hurley back to the dugout, but Peace still on base on second, and Siokaran in her last trip up. Hit by pitch, eventually made it all the way around the bases for a run. That was in that whirlwind third inning.
Yeah, just not the greatest jump there from Hurley, but makes sense with a shorter backstop. It can get a bit difficult to know if you have the time or distance to go. It just happens from experience. Now that she knows where it is, next jump she should be perfect.
And that's certainly a little bit of an easier throw there for Sparks, going from that backstop out to third, then out to second. And you get the lead runner out, so farther away from home plate, got to do a little more work there. Try to get around. Siokaran tries to put the bunt down.
Call that one an out in a surprising factor that Siokaran dropped the bunt to perfection, but as she was running down the first base line, it hit her leg.
It bounced up and almost hit her like about at the waistline, even almost up closer to the chest. So we've seen some nice bunt work, some nice speed out of Siokaran there, and just
that is a
odd bounce.
I'm actually not too sure how to score that.
Neither am I.
It's not a ground out because nobody grabbed it, but it's out due to getting hit by the ball. That's interesting. I've never seen that, especially on a bunt.
So now we have Maddie Booth. She's had 2 trips up to the plate so far today, 2 trips back to the dugout, if you remember, in that third inning. Laid down a bunt that ended up being a sacrifice bunt, but many thought that she should have been called safe at first. So she's got a little bit of some motivation to get on base here. She sends one over the net into the stands down the first base line.
Yeah, I mean, that was a closer play than the Guardians would have liked, and it clearly had gone the way of Cincinnati and the Reds there, but it seemed that she was able to beat it out. Just interesting call over there by the field umpire, but pass is in the past. She's trying to just score her teammate now.
That one comes in inside. Make it a 2-1 count. Booth has made solid contact in her at-bats for this weekend. She showed a little bit of speed in her own right, so she's got options here for what she could do. Try to get on base. That one high. Peace goes. She's safe.
No throw there. Good on Peace to realize that Sparks didn't have the greatest control of the ball. So as soon as she got that secondary jump, she was all good to go.
A little bit of hesitation there, but able to make it no problem is Peace.
Another pass ball there on that one. Runner now on third.
It's now a 3-1 count here for Maddie Booth. Takes a big swing at that one. Sends it out of the stadium.
Yeah, getting into the back third of this one. I mean, next the 5th, and Cincinnati doesn't have many innings left to get their offense to go.
Hit about, we're over the halfway point in this game. Booth, that one up high, and so Booth takes her base.
That is now the 3rd walk of Hartfield in this inning. Cincinnati may look to potentially go to Addie Johnson, who is at the moment, the designated player, but was warming up to potentially go in and make an appearance in the circle. So we may see a potential switch of Johnson to pitcher and then somebody to come in as the designated player for her.
And you have to decide, you want to keep Hartfield in for the toughest part of this batting lineup, or put Johnson in there, try to get something fresh in on these 3 hitters who can take you very long. That one comes in. Booth goes. Throw not in time. The runner goes home. Throw is in time there for the out. And the end of the inning. So Hartfield gets out of it. No damage done. Cincinnati will go to the 5th to try to get their comeback going. We'll be right back with you shortly. Ready to get this 5th inning going. I'm Tia Reed, joined by Austin Kroom. Bit of a wacky path that this game has taken, but we're back and ready to go.
One pitch right there, 1 out. That's all you can ask for.
Kaylee Corris sent that one right back to Olivia Lopez for the easy out.
And as we just talked about, Addison Johnson, a.k.a. Addie Johnson, now steps up to the plate. Still, as of this moment, the designated player. They may be saving her for game number 2 because they do play a back-to-back against Indiana RBI. So, may have been a warm-up for next game.
Maybe.
In the bullpen.
Perhaps.
Not too sure yet. We'll see how the rest of this game plays out.
Indy RBI 0-2 record, so regardless of the result here for Cincinnati, they might be looking at it as a little bit of a breather after playing a tougher team. Gets her right on the thigh, and she throws that bat with some emphasis. Certainly in the wrong direction, but the emotion is there. You love, it's nice to see some emotion out here.
Hey, if you saw some of the bat flips from hit by pitches in baseball, there was a guy who last night got hit in the shoulder and threw his bat probably 7 feet in the air.
It's nice to see these kids getting excited and having fun out here. This is a pretty big tournament. A lot at stake here.
Yeah, it's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to grow the game and play the game in the way you love. And when people try to keep taking the fun and the love out of the game, I don't get the reason of it. It doesn't help grow the game.
Gotta have the excitement. Gotta get into it. Jada Johnson now up to bat.
Had a double in her first at bat. Eventually made it around to third, but wasn't able to score.
One out, 2 strikes for Jada Johnson. She swings and she's gone. Olivia Lopez picks up another one. That's her 5th of this game. She's looking pretty good out there.
I mean, yeah, she's settled in. This is exactly what Cleveland needs, and potentially save her for that championship game if they are able to make it that far.
Presley Cruzy fouls one off. Almost gets her teammate Carly Davis warming up off the side over there. Davis decides to switch sides. She said, "No, I'm not taking this chance."
Yeah, I don't really blame her on that one. I mean, it's kind of bad luck on there.
Cruzy gets one. Sends it right over to the second baseman for the nice flip toss. They get out of the inning. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th. Be right back with you. Fifth inning of action. Cleveland RBI, Cincinnati RBI. Cleveland with a 4-1 lead here as Kristen Zach steps up to bat. Made a short appearance, but final out recorded didn't really involve her, so she gets to come back.
Yeah, I mean, the Guardians, their past 2 innings, their defense has been in and out 3 batters, minimum, 15 pitches, which is absolutely incredible for Lopez and her defense behind her.
Sends that one in the gap between Davis and Brown, and so Kristen Zach.
Second single of the day so far. Last time she did come around to score, so maybe potentially to see her do that again. Dancing over there a little bit on first base. Kind of happy about that one.
Getting excited, Olivia Lopez, the pitcher. We'll look to move her teammate up a little bit.
Maybe a little do-it-yourself play here.
Lopez gets a piece of that one, but it's over to Cruzy. Gets under it. Gets a glove on it. Zach stays put at first base.
Decent swing at that one. Just, a bit under the ball, which is why it popped up as high as it did. Just a half-second, adjustment there would have potentially had that ball going further, but also good on Hartfield for throwing a heater up, knowing that would be difficult to get on.
Sarah Harper now.
Reached on an E4 last time, eventually came around to score as well. Both of the runs that Cincinnati scored, number 2 and 3, were both unassisted and unearned.
And Cincinnati, they are really wary of Kristen Zach. She stole second her last time up. And they're watching her to make sure she doesn't do it again.
Yeah, especially with Harper going up there with the authority to lay down the bunt before the pitches even come towards her.
That one high, they throw. Zach able to get back to the bag in time. They are really afraid of what she can do on this base path.
I mean, stolen bases so far in this tournament has been a major benefactor in starting your offense.
Oh, a lot of these teams have been racking up stolen bases.
I mean, a few of the games I did yesterday, we counted the stolen base total after 3 or 4 games, and it was almost close to 40. Somewhere in the mid to high 30s, which is incredible for only 4 games.
These players love getting active on the base paths. Not one pass, and so Harper will walk. Zach over to second.
Brings up Rodriguez with runner on first and second. Still one away, so the Reds would love to be able to turn 2 on this one. I know easier said than done, regardless of who's playing, but Cincinnati's defense has been pretty good so far in this one.
We haven't seen a lot of double plays, at least not over here. The softball diamond. And that pass ball will send Zach over to third and Harper to second.
Yeah, just not the greatest bounce there on that ball to Sparks, but do the best you can to block those, especially when they, as it now comes to show, that bounces off the turf. Just like you had talked about earlier, Tia, the bounce kind of affects the ball.
Rodriguez takes a cut at that one. Pushes it to the backstop.
Singled their last time up and got an RBI on that one, which was the 4th Cleveland run of the contest so far.
Here as the sun starts to show. Austin, I know you've gone from Ohio and New York a little bit. You familiar with Midwest weather?
It's pretty bipolar to say the least. It could be super cold one day and 35, and the next day it's 84.
Yeah, try the next hour. Midwest weather, quite volatile, as you know. If you were with us, that rain delay, as Rodriguez sends one out. That's a foul ball there, so Rodriguez will come back. But as I was saying, if you were with us, you know that rain delay, that lightning delay that came in. Clouds were a little overcast. It was looking a little shady outside, and now, just a bit later,
I mean, now
sun's
it's
out.
high 80s. It's
beautiful.
You can feel the humidity, which isn't too bad. It's been worse, but
10 years in the Midwest, you
It
never
changes.
you never get used to it.
might be a bit more humid in Houston though.
Might be when I go down there.
Not humidity in Arizona though. That's just
It's a dry heat.
see, the saying doesn't do it justice. When it's 114 degrees August, you don't want to exist.
And I gotta be honest, I don't know anything about the weather in Columbus, so.
So when I say for everyone in Cincinnati at least, the weather there is right now it's mid 80s, humidity about 17% normally kind of sits in that range.
Not too bad.
Not the worst. You won't get much snow or rain as much. When it does rain, it's kind of crazy, but Columbus is just way colder.
Pass ball. Zach's going home, and she's safe there. Another run scores for Guardians RBI.
Harper also moves up on that pass ball. There's now runner on third, full count with still only one away.
Juliana Rodriguez. Her at-bat ends in a walk. Runners now on the corners for Ella McCabe.
Yeah, 0 for 2 in this one, but no one will ever remember that if she's able to get a key hit here or potentially drive in one more to extend this lead to 6-1.
And now it seems that your suspicion was correct, Austin. Coach is going out. We'll see if this is just coach's meeting with the infield or they are indeed going to bring in another pitcher to try to finish this game off.
Hartfield is smiling out there. She's still having a good time. She's, talking to her coach. You can see from here she may not be as happy with the performance, but she's still smiling. Her teammates got her. I mean, look, they're giving her all the props she needs. You said just yesterday she only had allowed 2, shaking off all the rust on there. She's got this in the bag. All the men and women in this tournament, they've gotten here for a reason, and it's because they're the best in their region.
Hartfield gives her coach a vote of confidence, and so she gets to stay. At least for a little bit longer. McCabe sees the first one in for a ball. We're coming up a little bit close on that 2-hour time limit. If you didn't know, all these games scheduled 2 hours apart. You get 2 hours to play your game, so not sure how that really factors in with the delay and the about 10-15 minutes that they had to clear the field. But if we're going from start at 9:30, coming up on 11:30.
And normally each team gets about 30 minutes of warm-up in between. Also gives time for those working the scoreboard, us, the announcers, the umpires, a few minutes to be able to go to the bathroom and get hydrated a bit.
Foul ball.
Guys weren't able to see that, but one of the Cincinnati parents over there was able to make a nice catch in the stands, standing up, kind of bowing.
Nonchalant catch.
Yeah, seemed like a decent one. I've been trying to get a ball, and here won't be as easy, but at Curtis Granderson Stadium, there's some close calls so far.
Definitely some chances that our counterparts, Ryan Sikora, Kevin later, could catch one today.
We aren't able to check on them at the moment. Hope their game is going well, and hope they aren't also in a weather delay.
We don't even know if they continued their game. We know they got put into a weather delay about the same time we did. We don't know if they had the fortune we did of hearing the 3 horns and being able to come right back out. McCabe lasers one past second base. So she's on with a single.
It's now 6-1 Cincinnati. Oh, Cleveland, excuse me. Seems like that will be all for Hartfield today.
And now they do, for sure. So, interesting here. We saw for sure Addie Johnson warming up, but maybe we missed it earlier in because it seems like they're bringing out Lanice Pates, to try to finish off this inning and finish off this game. So while Pates gets herself warm on the field, we'll go into a short commercial break and be right back with you when she's ready to go. Pates taking no time at all to get ready as we're right back here. Raven Hurley will be the first batter that she faces off against.
Yes, so as of this moment, Hartfield's box score is 4 1/3 innings, 0 strikeouts, 5 walks, 6 hits, 6 runs, and 3 of those being earned.
While we were waiting, Cleveland also decided to go with a courtesy runner for Ella McCabe. We'll get you that name when we see it. So still runners on first and second, one out. There's a 3-1 count. Early swings at that one, so we're full here now.
It's exactly what Cincinnati wants. Pates to come in and just throw her best stuff here.
Puts one down. Pates picks it up, gets the out herself at first. Morgan Peace now up to bat. Runners on second and third. That's Juliana Rodriguez and Tyliani Sanchez.
Smart idea to put Sanchez on as the courtesy runner, though.
And with time being hit, they'll call the game right here. So in the battle of the two undefeateds, Cleveland gets the 6-1 win. They will move on to 3-0. Cincinnati, they can't hang their heads. They can't take this one too deeply to heart because they're right back here in just a few moments as they'll face off against Indy RBI. Austin, what did you see out of this game that's things to keep in mind through the rest of today?
I mean, Cleveland's offense, I mean, you had stated it earlier, they're crazy 1-9. it's difficult to get them out. And even with Cincinnati, their pitching is that good and their offense is that good. It just seems to be the battle of whoever was honestly more awake at this point, which just happens to be the Guardians in this one. I still would not be surprised to see if we see these teams in the championship tomorrow in the morning.
Absolutely. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We will be right back with the next matchup, Indy RBI versus Cincinnati. RBI right back here at Cacciatore Stadium for Austin Kroom. I'm Tia Reed. We hope you stick around with us. If not, have a good day.